Welcome to the Formal Education Department of the Bronfman Jewish Education Centre. Despite being the shortest month of the year, there was a lot going on this February in BJEC's Formal Education Department. Before we get to highlights of the past month, here's a word of welcome from our Director of Formal Education and Interim Executive Director, Dr. Karen Gazit.
Hi everybody, welcome to our February newsletter. A short month, but lots of activity at the Formal Education Department at the Bronfman Jewish Education Centre. Last month I told you about our new and exciting University of New Brunswick program. We are now nearing the end of our first course, Leadership and Administration. The last course is going to take place in March at the end of the month. And we look forward to our next course starting in this spring. We also are excited to announce the collaboration among the AJDS, OMITS, and BJEC agencies. We did a session for schools, heads, principals, and many different professionals. Presidents were there as well, and we spoke about the importance of creating positive and healthy climates in our schools. Great attendance, and stay tuned for more sessions. We also are nearing the end of our second course in the McGill Educational Leadership Certificate. If you're interested in joining our program, please contact me, Moriel Kobe. We have an additional 3 courses, but we're also looking to start our next cohort. And as you will hear, we have great professional development going on in many different departments: response to intervention, early academic intervention, our communities of practice to continue to support the Generations Fund. Stay tuned.
February at BJEC began with a 2-day workshop called Bringing Out the Best Adlerian Tools in Education. Given by Smadar Sela, a senior Adlerian counselor, heads of schools and principals from our Jewish day schools came together to learn collaboratively about Adlerian principles, in particular about belonging, golden rules in the language of encouragement, empowering communications, and setting limits. This session was extremely well received by the participants, and BJEC is already planning a follow-up session in March in order to share successes and challenges of using the new Adlerian principles. Stay tuned. In other news, Gregory Quadzo, our French language consultant, continued his work with Herzliya, Bialik, and Hebrew Academy in order to help improve the oral competencies of our high school graduates. Gregory a commencé un cours portant sur le thème de la musique dans la francophonie avec des activités qui ont permis la participation active des élèves à faire un voyage virtuel dans différents pays de la francophonie qui leur étaient jusqu'alors inconnus. En mars, ce voyage se poursuivra sur différents continents avec des activités permettant aux élèves de découvrir la francophonie sous plusieurs facettes. Le temps sera lancé par la musique du jeune chanteur populaire belge Stromae. On February 20th, BJEC welcomed Mr. Warren Greenstone as its guest speaker for a Communities of Practice session on development. Mr. Warren Greenstone is currently the Executive Director of Miriam Foundation, an organization dedicated to helping people with autism, spectrum disorder, and developmental disabilities lead fulfilling lives. He spoke to over 20 engaged participants about fundraising, endowments, public relations, and marketing, and even proposed the idea of having students be directly involved in fundraising campaigns. For more information on BJEC's Communities of Practices, please visit the COP website, which is located at cop.bjec.org. Over in the Department of Special Education, Dr. Carly Rosenzweig hosted a workshop on Sound Partners, a phonics-based tutoring program that provides supplemental reading interaction to elementary school students up to grade 3 with below-average reading skills. The department also held another seminar on La Forêt de l'Alphabet, which was given by Lucie Godard, a consultant at the Centre de Psychoéducation du Québec. La Forêt de l'Alphabet est un programme d'enseignement explicite, systématique et ludique qui vise la prévention à la maternelle et des difficultés en lecture. On March 6th, the department will be hosting a seminar for the French resource staff on Apprendre à comprendre, a Tier 2 French reading remedial program, and on March 18th, the department will be holding a workshop on the second part of La Forêt de l'Alphabet. In order to accommodate those who could not attend previous workshops, BJEC is launching a series of workshops on demand. Certain topics that will be covered include, but are not limited to, Sound Partners, the Daily 5, and Peer-Assisted Learning. If you are interested in having these topics covered at your school, please contact Dr. Carly Rosenzweig. BJEC is proud to announce that 5 McGill graduates are presently interning in the Mac Belson Early Academic Intervention Program. The program, which was formally introduced by BJEC in 2002, believes that every child should be allowed to reach their full potential and was one of the first in Quebec to use the highly successful research to intervention model.
Going in to do our initial screenings at the beginning of kindergarten, we can already identify children who are academically at risk and give them interventions early on to assure for their academic success.
If you are interested in referring students or having your child attend the Mac Belson Summer Reading Camp, please contact Limor Alcobi. BJEC continued with its collaborative Bachelor's of Education program with the University of New Brunswick. 30 aspiring teachers from our Jewish day schools are participating in this program, including the Bronfman Israel Experience Center's own Samantha Starr.
I'm incredibly thankful for this opportunity that BJEC has presented to me because it allows me to continue to do my work full-time here in the community while pursuing a bachelor's in education, and education has always been my lifelong passion.
And last but definitely not least, the after-school reading remediation program had a great month in February. More than 20 students are now registered, and we have a group of wonderful staff members who were trained at BJEC and are helping our students improve greatly. Progress monitoring was done on each student with reports given to each parent, something that will continue on a monthly basis. We look forward to continued success in the month of March. Many more exciting and educational events are in the works for the upcoming months, including the Bible contest on March 6th, Zimria, which will be taking place on March 26th, and Moot Court, which will be held at the McGill Faculty of Law on May 7th. Please visit our website at www.bjec.org to keep up to date with the latest, and stay tuned next month for another edition of our BJEC video newsletter.